There he was, this tiny, cloud-colored kitten, sitting alone in a shelter cage that smelled like bleach and broken promises. His fur was the color of fresh snow. His eyes were the kind of blue you only see in deep ocean photographs. And he had exactly 24 hours left. His name was Nimbus. Most people walked right past him, maybe because he didn't cry, didn't reach through the bars, didn't perform for anyone. He just sat there, perfectly still, looking at the world with this quiet dignity, like he already knew something the rest of us didn't. The shelter staff had tried everything. They posted his photo 3 times, 3 different listings, 3 rounds of "please, someone take him." Nothing. And then, on what was supposed to be his last morning, something changed. Before we go any further, if stories like Nimbus's matter to you, hit that subscribe button right now. Every single week, we bring you real rescues, real transformations, and real love between humans and the animals who need them most. It takes 2 seconds, and it means everything to the cats still waiting for their story to be told. Go ahead, I'll wait. She almost didn't go that day. She had a full Saturday ahead of her. Groceries, laundry, a stack of emails she'd been avoiding all week, but something pulled her. She can't explain it even now. She just got in the car and drove to the shelter. She wasn't looking to adopt, she was just looking. And then she saw Nimbus. He didn't meow, didn't scramble toward the front of the cage. He just looked up at her, slow and steady, and that was it. She said it felt less like falling in love and more like recognizing something, like she'd been searching for this exact feeling and hadn't known it until that moment. She filled out the paperwork in under 10 minutes. The shelter worker teared up. "He was supposed to be put down tonight," she said quietly. Nimbus came home that afternoon. The first week was rough, and she wants you to know that because nobody talks about the hard part. Nimbus hid behind the washing machine for 3 days straight, wouldn't eat much, wouldn't let her touch him. She'd sit on the bathroom floor every evening, just talking to him in a low voice, not expecting anything back, just letting him know the sound of her. She read online that you're supposed to let them come to you, give them space, don't force it, so she did. She left a worn t-shirt near his hiding spot so he could get used to her scent. She put his food bowl a little closer to her each morning, just an inch, just enough to slowly close the distance. Some nights, she'd fall asleep right there on the bathroom tile and wake up at 2 a.m. with a stiff neck and no sign of Nimbus. But she kept showing up, every single evening, because that's what trust costs: time and consistency and 0 expectations. On day 4, he came out on his own. He walked straight across the floor, sniffed her ankle once, and then climbed directly into her lap like he owned the place, like none of the hiding had ever happened. She didn't move for 2 hours. Here's something I want you to think about, and drop your answer in the comments because I genuinely want to know. Do you believe some animals choose their person, or is it just timing and circumstance? Because watching Nimbus, it's really hard to believe it was anything but intentional. Let me know below. That was 6 months ago. Today, Nimbus is not the same cat who hid in a corner waiting for the world to forget him. He wakes her up every morning by sitting directly on her chest and staring at her until she opens her eyes. He has claimed the white office chair as his personal throne, and she has accepted this. There is no negotiation, there is no compromise. The chair belongs to Nimbus now. He has a cat tree by the window, 4 different toy mice he ignores completely, and 1 specific blanket he will need for exactly 7 minutes every night before bed. He is, by all accounts, deeply and completely himself. But here's the thing about Nimbus that she talks about most. It's not the big dramatic moments. It's not the night he curled up next to her when she was crying, or the way he always finds her when the apartment gets too quiet. It's the small things. The way he chirps at birds through the window, the way he squints at her when she laughs too loud, like she's slightly embarrassing. The way he tilts his entire head to the side when she asks him a question, as if he's actually considering his answer. And there are the nights, the ones she didn't expect to be hard, when the apartment goes quiet and the weight of the day settles in, and Nimbus somehow always knows. He doesn't make a big production of it, he doesn't meow or demand attention, he just walks over, slow and deliberate, and presses his entire body against her side. Just enough, just present, like he's saying, I see you, you're not alone in this. She told me that on those nights, she thinks about the shelter, about the cage, about the 24 hours, and she feels this overwhelming sense of gratitude, not just for rescuing him, but for not talking herself out of walking through that door. He turned a regular Tuesday into something worth remembering. A slow morning with coffee, a patch of sunlight on the floor, and Nimbus stretched out right in the middle of it, completely at peace. That's what nobody prepares you for when you rescue a cat. You think you're saving them, and maybe you are, but they're also saving something in you. Something quiet that you didn't even know had gone missing. Nimbus is a ragdoll mix, and if you look at his photos, that creamy white coat, those gray-tipped ears, those impossibly blue eyes, you'd think he'd been picked up from some fancy breeder, not 24 hours from the end of his life in a county shelter. But that's the thing about shelter cats. They're not less, they're just unlucky. They're waiting for someone to walk through those doors on an ordinary Saturday and recognize something in them. Maybe that someone is you. If you're thinking about adopting, please consider your local shelter first. The animals there are healthy, vetted, and desperate for a second chance. And if you've already got a rescue at home, tell us about them in the comments. Drop their name, their story, one weird little habit they have that makes your whole day better. Because this community, it was built for exactly that. Now, here's a question I want to leave you with, and I want you to sit with it for a second. If Nimbus could go back and choose the shelter, the fear, the 24-hour countdown, would he change any of it, knowing it led him here? I'm not sure any of us can answer that, but looking at him stretched out on that white chair, half asleep, completely unbothered by the entire world, I think he already has. And honestly, that quiet certainty is the most beautiful thing about him.